Greetings and welcome to part 11 of the Bevilex Modlist full video guide. Actually, we are already outside of the main guide. We also installed already the more mods section. Well, choice of mods from there, because it would be ridiculous to install all of them, as the performance would be the S word. Also, some of those mods are plainly incompatible with each other, so it's impossible to install all the mods from the more mods section of the Bevi's guide. That's why I did my little selection and just took the ones that were interesting for me, omitting a player home and the Hesu landscapes, as I chose the unique landscapes. Now, before we move on and install mods that I chose from outside of Bevi's list, let's do a couple important ini changes that I haven't mentioned until now. First of all, we will make a little change in Oblivion Stutter remover's ini file. So open up your game folder, go into data, opse, plugins, and open up SR Oblivion Stutter Remover ini. Now search up the phrase breplaceheap and it should navigate you to master. It's on the very top of the file. Please set bReplaceHeap equals 1 if you have a 0 here. So do it, save the file, and we're done with this one. In my case, the game's performance is significantly better with this setting. We will take care of one little annoyance, that is the front flip attack animation of Oblivion Reloaded. So I found this forum here on Steam Community, and Alpha X Omega was so kind to provide what seems to be a working solution. Let's take one hand attack or OR dual left KF, copy it. I have a nice search everything freeware program that will find this for me, every instance of it. And as we can see, Steam Proc, Steam Apps, Common, Oblivion, Data, Meshes, Characters, Mail. Here is the file. So open it. No. Open the path. And this little file will be renamed to old no front flip. Yes, I want to change the extension. Okay, that should do. Then we want to change the Purger settings. This is in data, opse, plugins. It's a Oblivion Reloaded setting. The Purger, it purges memory from time to time, so it frees up your video RAM, and as the engine limits the video RAM size that the game has available, Purger actually might work very good for you. The standard setting here is 300 and it's disabled by standard. What I do is I enable it. You might want to leave 300 over here, but then from time to time your game will slow down a bit. I choose 0. Now some guys say that this actually makes the Purger work all the time and purging, and that it will affect the performance in a negative way. However, my experience is that it actually works fine for me with the 0. So this is my proposed setting. You might want to enter 300 or 2000 here. That is, I guess, for I don't know, for milliseconds, or anyway, I do 0 here. So Purger 1 and then enter your desired time or 0 over here. Save Oblivion Reloaded.ini and done with this setting. Actually, when testing with the current build, after reading part 11 of the video guide, I find that the 300 setting works better. So you might check between 0 or 300 and make your own choice. Next setting that made my game actually look a lot better is in your Oblivion.ini. So I go to my favorites Oblivion.inis, open up the ini and search up the phrase point lighting. You will be navigated to GrassPointLighting. I've set it to 1 and the grass is now being lighted, which is amazing because it's not even possible in Skyrim, and this makes it look 100 times better. Initially I had problems with street lamps and shadows on the grass. When I was bobbing my head up or down, the lighting went a little bit weird, but after I loaded the game a second time it works perfectly. So highly recommended at least to test this setting. Now, as we are in the grass section of the Oblivion.ini, also remember to put the immin grass size to 5, but this is already mentioned in Bevi's guide. And another thing is I set iMaxGrassTypesPerTexture to 15. Somehow the grass looks a bit better to me with this setting. Next is a thing that is rather a matter of taste. To get it, we need to visit the Skyrim Nexus, so nexusmods.com/Skyrim, that's where we go, and search up the term Tetrachromatic, hit enter in the file search and you will be navigated, you will receive these results. So open up Tetrachromatic ENB by dptheslothking. Go to this page. This is for Skyrim, so be careful. Don't install the whole ENB. Go to Files. Download the Shinobi version. You will receive this file over here, Tetrachromatic ENB v3 Shinobi. Open up the file. Go inside this folder in the file, go to enbseries, and here you will find enbeffectprepass.fx. Go to your Oblivion directory. Here is the effect enbeffectprepass.fx provided by Cinematic ENB, New Dimension. However, I prefer this version from the Tetrachromatic. This file changes the depth of field. This one is slightly less prominent, but it also helps to reduce the blurry hands if you have that problem like me. And I still haven't found a solution yet. I have an AMD card, so the compatibility of the ENBs and the depths of field is slightly limited. That's why I take dptheslothking's enbeffectprepass.fx from his Tetrachromatic ENB. So what you need to do is just to drag this file to your main game folder and replace the one from Cinematic, and now you have the Shinobi Tetrachromatic depth of field. Let's do one more little tweak. Open up the enbseries.ini and activate the EdgeAA anti-aliasing. I set it to true, saved it, and now there will be less pixely edges visible in the game. Now, before we move on to installing the additional mods, let's make one thing clear. Let's open up Boss, go to Edit User Rules, and you should already, after doing part 5 and part 9, you should already have all these positions here. I mean, mass outfit redesign ESP after nights, unofficial patch.esp. I covered this in the video part 5 update, and also all these positions here that I covered in part 9. If you still need guidance on that, go back to part 5 update and to part 9 of the video guide. In the coming instructions, you might see that the mass outfit redesign will be in a different place, because when I did this, it was before I found this important little tweak that was to do. Currently I have mass outfit redesign after the night's unofficial patch, which is as it's supposed to be. In the incoming instructions you might observe it is somewhere lower in the load order, but don't worry about that. As long as you have the boss rules correctly, you are good to go. If you want to do it now, I will show you where this is. This is in your boss installation folder, where you have your boss program installed in Oblivion and userlist.txt. So I will put a link to pastebin in the video's description, where you can find this file in this shape. Doesn't matter if this instruction is on the top or on the bottom, it's good. As long as it's in here, you are fine. Now it's a good opportunity to make some order with some little things that I've forgot during doing the last episodes of the guide. Ruko from YouTube, a user, noted, and I have put these notes in this little text file here for convenience, about some missing files that I omitted during the installation. First of them will be with the Anvil 7z. So this is the mod from the Russian side, from Test for All. As you can see, this is my old installer's order from my old installation. I have Anvil 7z and I have Anvil Street Lamp 7z. So let's correct this mistake. Go to Bevilex Modlist, open up Anvil retexture. It will open the Russian Test All modding community. So I will copy the link, open it in Chrome, because I want to download something. Let's translate the page to English. There is a update that is a prequel to episode 4 of the video guide, where I explain how to log into this page, so you can use it to register an account here. And so after I opened the link, I'm greeted with the already translated page, because I clicked translate, and this is the Anvil retexture. I click on download, and actually I have two files here, and I only installed Anvil. However, now I will also download and install the Anvil Street Lamp. So let's open up my mod source, where I have all the mods downloaded. You download both of them, please, and then I will open up vrybash. Go to my installers section, and here I have Anvil. This is already installed, but I also need Anvil Street Lamp. Now it's calculating the new lots that have been generated before. Okay, so let's find up Anvil. Anvil is here, position 61 in my installer's order. So now I will drag Anvil. Oh no, before I drag it, I double check if it's correctly structured. Yes, it is, so I can just drag it to the installers and move it up to position 61. I'm going back in time. 61 Anvil, 62 will be Anvil Street Lamp. Right click and install. Okay, it's green. I will anneal Anvil for whatever reason, but when I anneal stuff, that after installing some stuff after it, I go sure that everything will be fine. Of course, this is a mod that affects the outside world, so bashed patch, so boss sorting, bashed patch rebuilding, and also doing the test for lot generator and the lot generators, the other lot generators is essential after this. Now let's look at the suggestions from iRuko again. I recommend installing better working rubber texture. So let's search for better Betty Sewer textures and better working rubber pile and smaller bricks. These three things I need. I have Betty Sewer textures, but I will install these two files after it. So let's go to Bevi's list, find up Betty Sewers. Let's search for sewer. Here it is. It's a little bit below Anvil. Betty Sewer. Okay, go to files, and we installed only this one, but we also need this and that. Let's look in which order I had it. Better working rubber pile and smaller bricks. Okay, so open up my installers. And here I have better working rubber pile texture. Download this and download this file from the Betty's Sewer textures. Open up Vrybash. Let's look at what position I had it. I had it below Betty Sewer textures, obviously. Alright. So I will keep it here just to see it. Let's search for Betty Sewers. Here they are, position 72. So now I'm installing better working rubber pile texture file under Betty Sewer position 72. Drag it to my Vrybash installers, move it up to 72. Okay, let's look at the structure. It's fine. Configured files, textures, dungeons, sewers, sewer dirt, 01 normal map DDS. So I can right click on it and install. Okay, now Betty Sewer textures are yellow because Betty better working rubber pile is overwriting it when you look at the conflicts. So 73 overwrites 72, this texture. And it was also in the QTP redemised in the big texture pack, but that doesn't matter. Okay, next position is smaller bricks. That's the file. You get it here at the Betty Sewer textures page. Smaller bricks, download manually, and you will get a file with the name smaller bricks. I have it already downloaded, it's here. Let's open up the archive. Yep, it contains data textures, so I'm sure this will work fine. So now let's drag it to Vrybash installers and move it up to 73. Here we go. Right click, install. Okay, so this is done. The next thing mentioned by iRuko is the ships from CatCat animated window lighting system mod from the Russian TESOL site that we installed previously. It should be actually installed after animated lighting system, animated window lighting system, which is position 110. So now we will do some Vrybash magic and move this installer after animated window lighting system. So let's do it the following way. First of all, I will uninstall this mod. Right click on ships from CatCat 74 and uninstall. Meanwhile, Vrybash is doing its magic. It's taking the correct textures from the correct mods to the data folder of the game so that they appear in game. It may take a while because it's processing the QTP redemised mod, which is a huge texture mod. Alright, Vrybash is done processing the things here. So now I will take the ships from CatCat and drag them below animated window lighting system, which in my case is position 110. And now I will right click on it and install. Okay, it's done. Let's anneal animated lighting system and we're fine. Okay, a little recap now. We did the little ini tweaks to increase performance and the looks of the game. We installed the little mods that I accidentally omitted during the previous episodes. And finally we moved the ship mod below the animated Windows lighting system so that it works correctly. Now we are ready to install mods that are outside of the Bevi's guide. This is my selection, and here you can see the list that's of what's basically going to happen now. So have fun. The first position that came up that is not a part of Bevi's guide is Wren's hair. This file will be needed for a Kalin race that I'm gonna install next, so let's start with it. So to get the file, go to nexusmods.com/oblivion and search Kalin. Open up Kalin race. Link is also in the video description. Go to the files section and search for Wren, and among the miscellaneous files you find the Wren's hair. Download it manually and you will receive this file. Open up Vrybash, go to installers, drag the file to your installers. Now we need to place it in the correct position. That will be under Robert Mail V52. So where I have Robert, it's under position 110 in my installers order. So let's place it below it. Once it's in the correct position, before the Oblivion character overhaul, right click and install it. It does not come with any ESP, so you're good to go with the next mod. By the way, please don't treat this list over here as my current load order, as it's not. This is a installer's order. This is an installer's order from my previous Oblivion installation, from before I deleted all my game to do the full video guide on Bevilex Modlist. So don't treat this as any kind of reference. Next up is Ren's Beauty Pack Hairs Only, that we are going to place under the female body retextured. So go to the Ren's Beauty Pack page and go to the files section. By the way, the link is in the video description, and download the only file that it's here. It's Ren's Beauty Pack. Download it manually. When you extract it, you will receive these two files here, and we will use only this file, Ren Beauty Pack v11 only has 7z. So I have it in my installers here. Let's open up Vrybash, drag the mod to the installers, and now I want this mod to be under female body retextured. So female body retextured, in my case it's position 116, so I want this mod on position 117. I want it under female body retextured and before SR Oko V2 Bane. Place it here, and this gives an ESP, only hairs. So if you install it and you are done modding for now, you want to test the game, then you want to go to your mods tab in Vrybash, activate the plugin, move it above the bashed patch, then quit Vrybash, run boss, quit boss, run Vrybash again, and finally rebuild the patch. But I'm not going to do it now because I will install further mods first. So next up is Kalin V6 full body and face marking. Let's go back to the Kalin page. Go to the files section and choose the correct option. So you might want to check with no markings or band, partial markings, or Kalin V6 full body and face marking. Yes, that's the file. So secure it, full body and face marking, download it manually. By the way, you will be able to do only female characters of Kalin. If you want to do male, you would need to install this here, and then your females would look ugly, but you would be able to do males. So I did not find a way to be able to do both, so I go for the Kalin female option, which is this one. Kalin V6 full body and face marking, download it manually, and you will get Kalin V6 full body and face marking RAR, that is 120 megabytes, 620 kilobytes. So it's this file over here. Drag the archive to your installers, and let's see where I want this Kalin to be placed, under Ren Beauty Pack hair, and between this and between the SR Oko Bane. So let's move it up. Here I get the Ren Beauty Pack only has. Here is the SR Oko V2 Bane. It's placed in position, right click and install. Of course, you will get the ESP, so you can activate them, also the previous one, and move the bashed patch to the bottom. Okay, if you are done modding for now, you know what to do. If not, then let's get to the next one. Next up is a nice biggie, the Apache Goddess store. Link will be in the description. It's 839 megabytes of girly goodness. So it's about clothes, but also armors and thousands of items and weapons and whatnot. So I like this mod, and I will definitely show you some gameplay with that. I have it already secured. Let's look at the files section so I can tell you which one to choose. So this is the file that I downloaded manually. I got this file over here. So now let's open up vry-bash and let's see where I want it to be placed. Under the sr-oco v2 bane. That's where it goes. So let's get my installers tab and drag the Apache in place. Now let's move it up below the Oco, the Nexim mod, the sr-oco v2 bane. It will be just before the mass outfit redesign, and it contains an ESP as well. So the ESP is activated in the filter, so I can install it. This can take a while, as it will probably extract to something around 2 or 3 gigabytes of goodness. Next up, we will install a little fix for the high quality rugs mod that somehow I omitted when installing the Bevi guide. So open up the high quality rugs page, link is in the description. Go to the files section and get this little 26 kilobytes fix for Shivering Isles rug. So let's get the file. You will receive this here, 26 kilobytes. Drag it to the installers and move it move it below the high quality rugs so that they are close together. Just install it. Then we have a nice mod over here that is adding custom spell icons, which probably also help with the spells added by some spell mods. So go to the page of custom spell icons, link is in the description, and secure the main file, which is over here, 1.5 megabyte, and let's go to my installers and find the file that I already downloaded, custom spell icons. Okay, it has an ESP, so let's activate it. It contains also a DLL, and it contains a ESM. So let's go to mods tab, go to the top and activate the ESM. Okay, we still didn't rebuild the bashed patch, but we will do it in a while. Then we will install this little mod here, denock arrow 2. This helps you to denock an arrow if you don't want to shoot it finally, and you're not using arrows. You're not losing arrows, I mean. So go to this page, denock arrow 2 by Danny Warren, and secure the file. After the file is downloaded, drag it to the installers you will see it contains an ESP. So install it, and that's it. Of course, activate the ESP and move the bashed patch below. Now we have enhanced camera. I prefer using this mod much more than using the Oblivion Reloaded built-in enhanced camera, because it shows vanilla hands, but you can look at your body, which is good. So go to the site, go to the files section, take the main file, it's called enhanced camera. I have it already downloaded here. Enhanced camera, move it to my installers. It will give us a DLL and a ini file, so install it. It goes to the OPSE plugins, and now let's check the it doesn't give an ESP, but let's go to data, OPSE, plugins, and let's check the ini. So the ini looks basically fine. I will test the game with these settings and see how it works. So we can move on to the next mod. Next up is reset emotion after combat. I noticed that my character is running with an angry face for much too long after the combat is finished, which I don't like, and cannot take proper screenshots sometimes. So I use this mod. Go to the page, it's in the description, go to the files section, get latest version 101. It's from year 2010, so not very, pretty old, but still worked very good for me. So you will get this file over here, reset emotion after combat. Do the usual thing, drag it to the installers. Let's see if it's got any. Yes, it's got an ESP, so install it. Now drag the bashed patch below the new ESP and activate it. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Next we have the Vanity Camera Smoother. It slows down or smooths the camera movement when moving the mouse to rotate around your character while in Vanity mode. So files, there is only one file, it's 1 kilobyte, it contains a plugin. Yep. So secure it, go to your Vrybash installers, drag the file over here, right click on it and install. Alright, we're done with this one. Not quite yet. Mods activated, move the bashed patch below. Alright, let's go for the next. Then I present to you the loading screens themed replacer, which gives us new high quality loading screens. Link is in the description. Go to the files, take the loading screens file, then download it, and I already did that. It's here. Let's drag it to my installers. Contains an ESP. Install it. Go to your mods, activate the ESP and move the bashed patch below. And that's it, loading screens are installed. Then we have a nice mod that is the idle poses replace, but the installation I will show you how to do it with Vrybash. So get the file idle poses replace, then make a directory idle poses replace, move into this directory, open up the archive, and based on the website here you can see how the poses look like and make your choices for bows, for one-handed and for stuffs, and there is also the, okay, no, just those three. So bows, one-handed, and stuffs. Okay, you can make your choices according to these screenshots. I made mine already. I have bow 2, one-handed is pose 1, and for stuff is pose 3. Am I correct? Yeah, I chose 3. Okay, let's do 3. So open up the idle poses replace folder, make a data folder here, go inside the data subfolder, and now from your archive, according to the choices you've made, this is the archive. So I will go into, because I chose bow 2, so I will go into bow 2 and drag the meshes folder to the data subfolder in my newly created directory. Then go up in the archive, go into one hand 1, drag the meshes again and just merge them. Go up in the archive again, and then I go into staff 3 and drag the meshes again and merge. So now I made my choice. When I go into the new created idle poses replace data meshes, I see characters, mail, and here are all the needed files. So go up again into the idle poses replace directory that you created, right click on the data folder, 7-zip, add to archive, and I name it idle poses replace custom 7z. Alright, now I have the archive ready to be installed in Bevilex. So let's drag it over here, and it installs the following files, and I can install it. Okay, done for idle poses. The final file I will cover for now is the stylish jump mod animation replacer, and it also requires some repackaging, so let's just do it live. Go to my Oblivion essentials, let's make a new folder, call it stylish jump custom. Alright, go to the page, link is in the description, go to files, take stylish jump 10, download it manually. It's 552 kilobytes, so you will receive this file over here, stylish jump 10. Let's open up the archive, go into stylish jump, go to normal, go into our new created directory, create the subfolder data, go inside, and in the mods zip file, inside you have stylish jump 10, go into normal and drag the meshes to the newly created stylish jump custom data, and so we have the meshes in here, everything is in place. Now right click the data folder in your stylish jump custom and add it to an archive, and let's name it stylish jump custom. That's how I like it. .7z. Pack the archive. Archive is ready, so let's move it to Bevilex installers. Right click and install. That's it. Now we need to make some order here. First of all, I like my Oblivion Reloaded to be on totally on the bottom, so let's just move it here and let's anneal it. Okay, so now I will need to check in the data folder if after annealing the Oblivion Reloaded, if the ini is still how I set it up, and also the Oblivion Reloaded shader inis. So let's go into data, ops plugins, Oblivion Reloaded ini. Let's see if the changes I've made are reflected here. Yes, this is all deactivated. So this ini is fine. Now let's go to data shaders, Oblivion Reloaded, and let's go to the terrain shader. There should be a -1. -0 is here. Let's compare it to the Bevi files. Let's go to my essentials. Here I will have various inis. Go to Oblivion Reloaded preset, open up terrain and see if it's the same now. Yes. Let's do the same for coloring. Open up Bevi's file and open up the file in the shaders Oblivion Reloaded.ini in our game folder, the coloring ini. Now let's compare them. Okay, they are the same. So moving Oblivion Reloaded to the bottom here and annealing it, what I just did not change the ini files. That's good. So now let's go to mods. We have a lot of new plugins here, a couple of. So let's close Vrybash. Run your boss program, go into the edit user rules and make sure that the rules are set up here like mentioned before, so that the grass plugins are sorted properly and the mass outfit redesign ESP also is sorted after this mod over here. My boss user list paste bin page is in the video description, so you can just copy this and paste it in your boss installation folder, Oblivion userlist.txt, like it is over here. So actually run boss. Okay, no warnings, no errors. We're fine to go. So now let's have a last look at the load order. Let's see, mass outfit redesign after unofficial patch of nights, that's good. The grass mods are before the Lost Spires and the ULs, that's even better. So I can go on down, right click on the bashed patch and rebuild it. In a minute or two I will extensively test the game with a totally new game, new character creation of course. Bashed patch is done. You can have a look at the summary if you understand anything. It's good. And finally the last load generation. And the other generator, Oblivion data starting with high res. Next up is normal maps. And finally test-qlot-bat. Done. So we're done with everything. Before actually starting the game, I want to run it through test4edit to see if it will load all plugins correctly. If there would be any serious issues with the load order, then I will get an error. Finished, no problems reported. I wonder what I have in the bashed patch. Look at these. So many things are being handled by the bashed patch, and the mods are made much more compatible. So I hope that the game test will be successful. Remember, for game testing, it could be also beneficial to make a save first and then load from it, and then go and explore the world. At this point I wanna thank you for watching episode 11. It was hell lot of modding going on here, so the actual game test video will be a separate video made in 60 frames per second. So see you there, and hopefully everything works out fine. Peace and have a lot of fun modding.